Boy, it's been a while since we talked, and my head's getting nervous. I can't handle this on and off. I can't, no. I just gotta know where you are if I want to remain sane. But you're ghosting every text and call. Oh no. You could be running off with somebody else. Ooh, boy, I ask myself, yeah. Wait, maybe.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing some more deep cleaning motivation with you guys. So today we are focusing on the kitchen, doing a little kitchen refresh. It's time to deep clean my appliances. So we're gonna be doing that and taking down curtains, getting those washed, the whole nine. Also gonna be organizing some problem areas in my kitchen. So lots of motivation happening in today's video. So whether you are here to clean along with me or just to watch for the motivation, I'm happy to have you here today. So I'm starting out by getting dinner into the crock pot, and it was actually a pretty chilly day today. So I decided to do some potato soup. Whenever I make potato soup, I keep it pretty simple. I like recipes that don't have a lot of ingredients. So my potato soup has very minimal ingredients. Sometimes I'll add cream cheese if I have that on hand. Sometimes I don't, but I didn't have any today, so I left that out, and it was just as good as when I do add it. But I will have the recipe typed out in my description box if you guys want to make it. I knew I wasn't gonna want to cook later tonight when I've been deep cleaning the kitchen all day, so I went ahead and got this into the crock pot, and then later I will pop some Parmesan herb biscuits from our Wildgrain box into the oven. I'm so excited to be sharing Wildgrain with you guys today because I think one of my favorite things in this world is probably a fresh baked loaf of bread, and it's something that I'm working on getting better at. Lately, I like to pull out my bread machine more often, and I like to make bread and dough for different recipes, and it's honestly so rewarding. But sometimes life gets busy and we don't always have time to bake, and that is where Wildgrain comes in. It lets me enjoy fresh, delicious bread even when I can't make it myself. If you haven't heard, Wildgrain is a bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, artisanal pastries, and fresh pastas. Basically bakery vibes, but straight from your freezer. First of all, these croissants were heaven. They don't even compare to the canned croissants that you get in the store. They were amazing, so fluffy and buttery. We got some fresh pasta to make spaghetti with. We also got a loaf of sourdough. Wildgrain sourdough is slow fermented, which means it's easier on your stomach. It's loaded with nutrients and antioxidants and can even help with blood sugar spikes. We got some chunky chocolate chip cookies. My teenager was excited to see those because he loves chocolate chip cookies. We got some Parmesan herb biscuits and some sourdough baguettes. And then to go with all of that yumminess, we also got some churned French butter. But they've also got gluten-free and plant-based options. So Wildgrain really caters to everyone's needs. And what's really cool is they partner with small bakers and pasta makers across the country. So every box supports local artisans. Everything bakes in 25 minutes or less. So I can just pull something out of the freezer, and we have fresh artisanal quality food whenever I want, saving so much time and effort. It doesn't require any prep work, no mixing, kneading, or rolling out dough. So I love that about Wildgrain. Wildgrain has seriously been an upgrade for our meals. It's so much better than the breads and pastries and pastas that you get from the store. And plus they're always adding new seasonal and limited time products to try when you customize your box. So it's like a little surprise every time. Another thing that I love is that every membership donates 4 meals to the Greater Boston Food Bank, so you're not just treating yourself, you're also giving back. If you want to try out Wildgrain for yourself, you can click the link in the description and use my code here on the screen to get $30 off your first box and free croissants for life. Yes, free croissants for life. Thank you so much to Wildgrain for sponsoring today's video. Before I do anything in this kitchen, I've got to take care of these dishes. Normally, I try not to have this many in my sink first thing, but I had got behind on my loads. So I'm gonna run a quick cycle because the dishwasher is also on my radar today. I wanna deep clean that. And I've got my earbuds in, so I'm gonna be listening to my girl Annie Elise from 10 to Life. I have to say she's probably my favorite true crime podcast. She also has a YouTube channel, which is where I mostly listen to her. So I'll link her channel down below if you wanna check her out. A lot of times I'll have her on in the car, especially on long trips, or if I'm cleaning, anytime I'm busy and I want a little entertainment while I get things done. She's my go-to, so I will link her below if you want to check her out. Also like Bailey Sarian, Kendall Ray, Christina Randall. Those are my top fave true crime YouTube channels.
You're the opposite of me, like sun and rain, and drama on the TV. It's full of pain, but we're the good part, the happy ending, unexpected plot twist. Will you always save me? We're the good part, we never fake it, even if it hurts. We always say it. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Somehow we make sense, we're the only one who knows it. Our feelings never tense, we don't need no water under the bridge. We're the good part, the happy ending, unexpected plot twist. We always say it. We're the good part, we never fake it, even if it hurts. We always say it. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that.
Just hand washing what wouldn't fit in the dishwasher. This was a bowl lid that I had stored some chili inside of, and the chili stained the lid, so I was trying the bleach scrub that I have on it. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It would have if I had let it soak, but let me know what you guys do to keep your silicone mats clean. I feel like this is so hard to clean, but I love to use it. So I've been putting it in the dishwasher, but every time I run it through the dishwasher, it never comes completely clean, and I usually have to end up hand washing it. I don't know if it's because it's silicone or what. It is Christmas, but it's the only silicone mat that I have, so I left that out. I'm not going to store it away because I do like to use it.
Kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Lonesome dripping, 'cause we're spending the night, and it feels alright, but it's over now. Time keeps slipping, with your skin next to mine, and your lips I can fight, but it's over now. You brought out the best in me, we had everything we needed. You put me aside and turn out the lights for no reason. Was it a make-believe, something you never needed? What was it all for? I don't know you anymore. We go back, we go back, we go back, we colliding. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying. The dangerous, selfish way to love you more.
So I'm going to go ahead now and start taking down curtains, and I noticed that this hand towel that I have hanging here on my cabinet has got, looks like spaghetti sauce or chili or something on it, like somebody wiped their hands on it. So I'm going to take that down and wash that, and go ahead and take down the window curtains here, as well as the glass sliding door curtains. So how I like to do my curtains is I'll wash them and then I'll just hang them back up wet so they can air dry. Plus they smell so good when they're air drying in the house. You can just smell that laundry detergent. I'll be getting the ones that are hanging on my kitchen island later as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and run all of these since they pretty much made a load by themselves, and then we'll do the island ones a little bit later. But tell me, how often do you wash the curtains in your house? For me, I would have to say, because we've only been living here for about a year, but this is the first time that I've washed them since I hung them. So maybe once a year, I would say for me. Maybe every 6 months to a year, depending on how dirty they get. Now, if we get something on them and they need to be immediately washed, then I'll go ahead and wash them. But as far as just maintenance cleaning, I would say 6 months to a year. Let me know down below how often you wash the curtains in your house. But just washing the curtains can make your house smell so good and fresh. Also on my windows, I'm using the Sprayway glass cleaner. I have used this stuff for years. It is hands down my favorite glass cleaner. I discovered this, I think back in, what year was it? 2017, 2018, I think is when I first discovered it, and I loved it when I used it, and then for some reason I got out of using it. I think I had wanted to try some other products, and I had used those for a little while, but I always end up going back to the Sprayway. It's just hands down my favorite. I also use it on my appliances. A lot of y'all will ask what I'm cleaning my appliances with. It's the Sprayway glass cleaner. I've also heard that Sprayway has an appliance, I think it's a stainless steel cleaner. I have not tried it yet, but I heard it's really good as well. I would do spring cleaning in the springtime, but I don't know, this year I just wanted to go ahead and jump into it, and it has felt so nice to go ahead and knock it out at the beginning of the year, because in January I'm already in that cleaning mood. I'm wanting to refresh the house and just clean everything. So I feel like January and February are some good months to get into the spring cleaning, and then that way when March comes around and we start creeping into spring, we can start decorating. So that was kind of my thinking this year. Just go ahead and get all of my deep cleaning out of the way at the beginning of the year. But let me know when you do your deep cleaning. Do you like to do it at the beginning of the year, or do you like to wait till spring? Maybe you do it in the fall. Let me know down below. So you just saw me pop some water into the microwave. So I just set that in the microwave, and I'll turn it on for about 5 minutes or so and let that steam the microwave. That way it breaks up all of that gunk that's in there. I don't like the smell of vinegar, but I know a lot of people will use vinegar to clean their microwave, but it just smells up the house with vinegar, and I don't like that smell. So I just use water. But while I'm letting the microwave do its thing, I'm gonna come over to the stove. I went ahead and pulled the racks out. I have a cleaning trick I'll be sharing with you guys for those. As for the inside of my oven, so first of all, if you don't have an oven liner, get you an oven liner. You can get them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. And I actually need to order some more, but I did not have any more, so I'm just gonna clean the one that I have and put it back. But I did go ahead and order me some new ones to come, so it saves me so much trouble. You can see there was a lot of stuff that was spilt on that. If I had not had that liner down there, I would have had to scrub all of that off the bottom of my oven. So I highly recommend getting you some liners. As for cleaning the inside of my oven, I think my oven has a steam feature or something on it. but I don't want to try that out today. I just wanted to keep it simple, and I used some Barkeeper's Friend powder. Maybe I'll try that on a day when I'm feeling experimental, but I was not feeling that today, so I just went ahead and used some Barkeeper's Friend.
I don't wanna be alone, spend too much time by myself. So many things that I still don't know. It's time for me to move on. I want you right here, but you're all across the globe. Never call me back, even though you're on your phone. Wishful thinking gets the best of me, hoping that it's still you and me. Yeah, I thought we'd always shine, just some time off we'd be fine. Guess that I was wrong this time. When I think about it now, I know that I don't. I do not wanna give you more of my life. I do not wanna give you more of my life. You're just gonna waste it now, not sure if I'll make it out. I do not wanna give you more of my life. I'm all in with my mind. Will you ever call me back? How am I supposed to go if we never said goodbye? Reading through our convo, trying to find where it went wrong. Baby, I'll be fine if you text me one last time. Wishful thinking gets the worst of me, hoping that it's still you.
So the way that I like to clean oven racks, if you're an OG, you may remember this trick from when I shared it years ago. But the way that I like to clean them is by placing them in my bathtub, and I recommend laying a towel down underneath the rack so you don't scratch up your tub. I have a painted bathtub, so I probably should have laid a towel down, but I did not think about that ahead of time until I'm sitting here editing the video, and I'm like, wow, I should have laid a towel down. Thankfully, it didn't scratch my tub, but I'm just going to lay those in there with some hot water and then just a splash of laundry detergent. And that laundry detergent helps to break up all of that gunk that's on the racks, and then they'll basically wipe clean. I don't ever get them perfectly clean, but it gets a lot of the gunk off. And I've heard too that if you use, I think the Tide powder, it's supposed to be really good for that, but I didn't have any, so I just used my Arm & Hammer laundry detergent. Then ideally you want to let them set overnight. The longer the better. I just let mine set for a couple of hours. And then to clean under my oven, to avoid pulling the whole thing out, I just pulled the bottom drawer out. That way I could get under the stove. And I just took my vacuum cleaner to vacuum up everything that was under there, and then followed up with my Mrs. Meyer's multi-purpose spray just to clean the floor really well. This is my old vacuum cleaner that you guys see me using. I had actually got a new one, which you guys have already saw, but this video was filmed before my last video where I shared the new vacuum cleaner. It had came in after I got this filmed. You can see it was struggling to get all of these little tiny crumbs up. I was having to go back with a paper towel and wipe them up because it just was not getting them. It had actually been a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Just kept restarting the microwave. So it was nice and steamy in there, and everything basically just wiped out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now this is an area that I have to deep clean at least once a week. I have to do the water method where I steam it out. just because our microwave gets really dirty really fast. So I have to do this about once a week, but I went ahead and included it in today's video since it had to be done anyways. The only appliance that I did not have to clean today was my fridge, and that's only because I had cleaned it a couple of weeks prior to this. After Christmas, it needed a good scrubbing, so I had already done that, thank goodness, because there was no way I could have cleaned the fridge today as well. Cleaning the fridge usually takes me a good couple of hours alone to do, so I was glad that I already had that part done. Here's a question for you guys. When you are watching cleaning videos, do you prefer music or do you prefer voiceover? I try to do a good mix. I don't want to talk too much, but I also don't want to bore you guys with just music as well. So I try to do a good mix of both. But let me know what you prefer when you are watching a cleaning video. I guess for me, when I'm watching a video, I like a good mix. I like to hear a little bit of music, but I also like to hear the person talk. And when I hear them talk, it kind of feels like I'm hanging out with them. So I kind of try to do the same thing in my videos. I try to do whatever I feel like I would like. That's what I try to do in my videos. So let me know what you prefer down below in the comments. And as for the music that I put in my videos, I always try to pick music that is motivational. If I'm posting a motivational video, which is most of my videos, I try to pick songs that will get you motivated, but that are also easy to listen to. I don't like songs that are too upbeat, because if it's a very busy song, sometimes those can feel overwhelming. So I always try to pick songs that are easy to listen to. But a lot of y'all ask me where I get my music, and I get all of my music from Epidemic Sound, so I will link it down below. And a lot of times I overthink my music because I'm very picky about the songs that I use in my videos. A lot of times when I'm sitting down to edit a video, picking the music I think is the part that takes the longest for me, because I try to pick songs that are not only easy to listen to, but I also try to put in some new songs. Those are not easy to come by on Epidemic Sound. They are very few and far between. So a lot of times I'm having to use repeats, and I know those can get boring. So I do try to pick some new stuff for y'all to listen to.
Boy, it's been a while since we talked, and my head's getting nervous. I can't handle this on and off. I can't, no. I just gotta know where you are if I want to remain sane. But you're ghosting every text and call. Oh no, you could be running off with somebody else. Ooh, boy, I ask myself, yeah. Wait, maybe you're just off doing what you said. Ooh, think I've lost myself. Tell me what's the hold up, baby. Tell me why your phone's off lately. I don't want.
So the cycle on the dishwasher was all done, so I'm gonna unload these clean dishes, and then I'm gonna start cleaning the dishwasher, but it's gonna be fairly simple. I do want to take the filter out of the bottom and clean that, and it was so gross, y'all. I had literal spaghetti in my dishwasher filter. It was so gross. But I'm gonna be taking that out, cleaning that, and then also the other little thing that's down there. And then I looked up how to properly clean the dishwasher because I have not had one of these in a while, so I forgot how to clean them. But you will run a cup of vinegar through, like you'll just set the vinegar on the top rack, run a hot cycle with that. Then after that cycle, you can take about a cup of baking soda and then sprinkle that on the bottom of your dishwasher, and then run another hot water cycle. You just don't want to do the two together because we know what baking soda and vinegar does when they mix. So you just want to make sure to do those separately. And as for the filter, I'm just taking some dish soap with a cloth and wiping that clean. I didn't want to use a brush or the Scrub Daddy sponge on it or anything because I was afraid it might rip the screen on it. But as for the other part, I'm not sure what this one's called, but I'm using the Scrub Daddy on that, and I think I had some paint or something that was stuck to the front, because I do sometimes wash the kids' paintbrushes in the dishwasher. But when I flipped it over and looked on the back, I was so grossed out. I think that was hair that was clumped up on the bottom of that. I don't know how in the world hair gets in my dishwasher, but it does, and it was nasty and brown. So I got all of that scrubbed off. So I'm definitely going to be making sure that I clean that more often, because it's not hard to do. They just pop out, so I can just take them out, clean them really quick, and then pop them back into place.
Tell me what's the hold up, baby. Tell me why your phone's off lately. I don't wanna go all crazy, but I think I'm losing it. Tell me where your heart is these days. Are you being honest with me? I don't wanna go this cray cray, but I think I'm losing it bad. I think I'm losing it. I think I'm losing it. I think I'm losing it bad. I think I'm losing it. I think I'm losing it. I think I'm losing it bad.
So moving on to the oven racks. So I let them soak for a couple of hours, but letting them soak overnight would have been much better. But that laundry detergent saved me a lot of scrubbing, because a lot of it just fell right off. So I'm just taking the rag and kind of wiping along the racks, and most everything's coming off. They don't come perfectly clean, but they come mostly clean, and I was okay with that. Then you just want to make sure that you rinse them off really well. You don't want any laundry detergent residue left on them, because your food might taste like laundry detergent next time you bake in your oven. And I guess that's one reason I don't like the idea of using chemicals in my oven. Like, I know they sell oven cleaners and stuff, but I'm paranoid about using that kind of stuff in my oven, because I feel like it's gonna leave a residue in there, and it's gonna get in our food when I cook in it. So I just prefer to try to stay as natural as I can. I know the barkeeper's friend is not the best thing in the world, but I do feel better about that than I do about using the oven cleaner sprays. You can also use baking soda and vinegar. I have done that before in the past as well.
Why does it sound like I feel like a stranger? It's like I'm surprised by the good things in life. Funny how you clear out all the noise in my head. Starting to think you might know me better than all of my friends. We still smile when we fight, and when I cry there's no wise, you just simply can't.
Just getting all of these curtains hung back up, and like I said, I am hanging them back up wet, and I'll just let them air dry. And I love how they smell, especially using the Snuggle fabric softener on them. They smell so good. But I actually had to take a break and take my son to piano lesson, so I was gone for a couple of hours. Just showing you here a little mini TJ Maxx haul of a few things that I picked up for my kitchen. I needed some more cleaning sponges, and then I also needed some more hand towels. All of my hand towels are stained. I am really hard on my kitchen towels, so I haven't decided if I'm gonna keep them and use them for things, like I'll just put them in a cleaning cabinet somewhere, or if I'm gonna toss them. But either way, I went ahead and got some fresh ones to have in my kitchen to use. Then I also picked up some new microfiber cloths, because all of the ones that I have are really stained up and nasty looking. No matter how much I wash them, they just look gross. So I got a new pack of those, and I love those pretty pastel colors. So the potato soup had been cooking on high now for about 5 hours. I had originally set it for 4, but then I noticed towards that 4th hour the potatoes needed a little bit more time, so I added a couple more hours. But on that last hour is when I kind of added all of my finishing ingredients. I put some half and half, and then I also added some cornstarch and water to kind of thicken it up a little bit. And then I also took my hand mixer and slowly went through the potatoes to kind of chop them up a little bit. I don't want to mash them too fine, but I do want to break up some of those bigger potato pieces. Yeah, that was pretty much it for the potato soup. So like I said, I will have the recipe typed out down below in the description box for you guys. If you want to make it, it's super easy. You could also very easily do this on the stovetop if you wanted to do it that way. And the Parmesan herb biscuits paired perfectly with this potato soup. So when they came out of the oven, I just brushed them with some melted butter, and that was her dinner tonight. You'll have to tell me how you like to eat your potato soup. For mine, I like to put shredded cheese. Sometimes I'll put sour cream as well. And I like to put a few bacon bits, and sometimes if I have a green onion, I'll add that. So I'm gonna take a break to eat really quick, and then I still have a few things that I want to get done before I call it a day. I want to get the curtains on the kitchen island washed, and I still need to run the baking soda through the dishwasher, and I also still need to organize a couple of problem areas in my kitchen as well. I'm going to be going through the junk drawer. Let me know if you have a junk drawer in your kitchen. I feel like everybody has a junk drawer in their kitchen, but let me know down below. And I'm also going through one of our cabinets. It's just a hot mess, and I want to kind of make it like a designated coffee cabinet.
People in therapy are often there to deal with people in their lives who won't go to therapy. I have a job.
So for my kitchen island curtains, I just use tension rods. I like those so much better because they're so much easier than having to use the brackets and the screws. You just tighten them to whatever length that you need. So I love those. I just got mine from Walmart. Went ahead and got the curtains onto wash. We're gonna go ahead and move on to this junk drawer. Now, when I'm done with it, it's still gonna be a junk drawer because I need a drawer in my kitchen where I can put miscellaneous things like this. So in here we keep, like, I have a tape measure, I have a pair of scissors, I keep lighters for my candles, just random miscellaneous things like that that don't really have a home. So that's everything that I keep in this drawer. But there was also quite a bit in here that just didn't belong, things that we just kind of tossed in here because we didn't really know what else to do with it. So I got all of that extra stuff cleaned out. Now it's just all things that we actually need and will use. And everything's a lot easier to find now because there for a while it was a pure nightmare to even open this drawer. Couldn't even see what was in here. So at least now it's an organized mess. And when I open the drawer, I can at least see everything that's in here. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next place in my kitchen that was driving me absolutely insane. This cabinet has got a mix of disposable products like paper plates and cups and forks. But I also keep my coffee pods in this cabinet. I have all of my coffee products that I need when I'm making my coffee in the mornings. I keep that in here. I have some small casserole type dishes that need to be moved. I'm actually just going to take everything out of this cabinet and start fresh with it. Anytime I feel overwhelmed with a space, I just like to wipe it clean and start fresh. So I'm going to take those casserole dishes, since they don't really belong in here anyways, take and set those on my kitchen island on the shelves, and then make this cabinet a dedicated just coffee cabinet. But I'm also going to keep our paper products like paper plates and cups and napkins and things like that. I'm going to keep on the very top shelf, because sometimes when we have guests over and if I cook, I like to pull out these paper products, and some of it is left over from birthday parties, so I just keep all of that on the top shelf. But for me and Corey, I like to keep disposable clear cups for iced coffee, and I like to keep disposable hot coffee cups as well. It's just easier on us when we are traveling to doctor's appointments and stuff for us to have disposable stuff like that on hand. So this cabinet will hold nothing but that kind of stuff, and it's right above my coffee maker, so it just makes sense to make this cabinet into a dedicated coffee station. So much better, you guys. So over here on the bottom right, I have instant coffee tea. I have my Beam Sleep, sugar, caramel syrup, and then in this basket is where I keep all of my coffee pods. Up above, I've got all of our hot chocolate. Next to that, I've got all of our disposable hot cups. Up at the top, I have our disposable clear cups, and then some paper plates and napkins and stuff like that that I can pull out whenever we have guests over. And also same thing for the coffee cups. If we have guests over and anybody wants coffee, everything is right there in the cabinet, nice and organized. But while I was working on that cabinet, I decided to also go ahead and clean off the top of the fridge, because we had quite a bit up here that had accumulated, and this is also where I keep our medicine basket. I needed to go through that and take some of the medications back to the bathroom. I have a basket in our bathroom cabinet where I keep a whole bunch of medications, but in this basket I like to keep more like everyday medications that we might need, like Tylenol, allergy medicine, Tums, ibuprofen, things like that. And everything else that we don't use as often will go to the bathroom. So we had quite a bit that needed to go back. And I also went ahead and tossed all of the medicine syringes, because we don't really use those anymore. I only really used those when Ray was a baby and I would have to give her medication through the syringe. But now she takes all of her medication like the other two with a cup. So I went ahead and tossed all of those syringes. So I got that cleaned out and went ahead and put that back on the top of the fridge, so we can see everything that's in there again. And then we just keep our vitamins. I keep those in a separate basket. I have the dog treats, and then that bowl is full of Halloween candy. So yeah, that is going to be all for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed and you got some motivation to hopefully get some deep cleaning done, or whatever it is that you have to get done today. As always, I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. If you're still here, be sure to leave a butterfly emoji down in the comments before you go, and I will see you guys in my next one. My next video will actually be my Valentine's clean and decorate, so I will see you guys then.